Hey, have a great day, Janelle. Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I really can't
Appreciate
imagine.
you.
I cannot imagine.
Hey, check this out. The city of Austin is preparing to celebrate the new year virtually. Yeah, virtually. Yeah, city staff have, they pre-filmed for what will be the virtual celebration on New Year's Eve.
Oh, come on.
The event will feature 3 local music venues and 6 bands. Here's a quote. This is from Joe Abels. He's the owner of the Saxon Pub on South Lamar. It helps this venue to let people know that we're still here and everything is fine and everything fine with them. And just, hang on, we'll be back. The venue has been open for about 3 decades, and the city is encouraging everyone to stay home on New Year's Eve this year because of the virus. Not many details have been released at the moment, but the city will have more information about how to watch the celebration online, our virtual New Year's Eve bash.
Okay, listen, I've got to say something about this. First of all, let me say up front, I love the Saxon Pub. I've had the honor of playing there many times in the past, and I think it's a really, really important venue for Austin that needs to stay here. However,
here comes the but.
Todd, this whole virtual thing, and it's on the heels of what we were talking about as far as the numbers. The hospital numbers do not support the venues not being open 100%.
Dr. Escott says our hospitals are not at capacity. They're in normal capacity as we speak.
Right.
Everything's fine. He used the word normal. Things are normal.
Right. So stop with the virtual stuff. Stop it. Stop. Who is going to curl up? And this is, by the way, this is going to be taxpayer money. The city of Austin is doing this.
At least they're doing something to promote local business.
This is a city staff that is doing this. So, of course, we are paying for this stupid thing. And who wants to curl up on New Year's Eve in front of their laptop and listen to a few crappy bands virtually?
This seems so odd coming from you. You're a musician. You love bars. You love bands. You're trying to get business in these places.
My point is, stop this and get the venues open. Well, stop this.
You need to send your message to Greg Abbott.
This is a waste of time. It's a waste of money.
What would you say to Greg Abbott right this very minute?
Abbott. I'd call him governor. I wouldn't say Abbott. That wouldn't get off to a good start, and he'd be done with me at that point.
Yeah.
I'd say, Governor, please. Well, of course, the obvious goal is to get the venues open at 100%. You can't justify the numbers aren't there. There's nothing there to support these venues not being at 100% now, and the clock is ticking.
Yeah,
the clock is ticking. A lot of these folks are about to go over the edge. Saxon Pub, I'm sure, is just barely hanging on.
Yeah,
and having a stupid virtual event to try to
preserve
their history, their legacy, and most importantly, their bottom line, ain't gonna cut it.
I had like 5 drinks since you've been talking. Man.
And then he and I would have a beer, and then we would probably talk about his days as a Delt at UT.
Yeah.
He was a roommate of a friend of mine, by the way, at UT.
Is that right?
Yeah. This is prior to his being paralyzed by that horrible tree accident. Yeah, he was a friend of mine's roommate at UT. Said he never saw him. Never saw him at all. Apparently he was very, very already in love with his future wife and just never spent any time at the.
And you're not going to participate in this virtual thing.
Have you done any participated in these virtual things?
I have. I've watched a couple of concerts over the past few months. Since this pandemic began.
I've tuned in.
Saw a Depeche Mode concert online. That was kind of cool.
Well, okay, that's one thing.
That was cool, but they were in another country.
That's one thing, and they probably had tremendous production value.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with supporting 5 or 6 local bands and venues virtually, especially while Governor Greg Abbott's got us on the lockdown?
I guess there's nothing wrong with it. My point is, this is a far cry from the real experience of being in the bar on New Year's Eve, packed at trying to be at the front of the stage to hear an incredible band. This is not even close to being a legitimate panacea for anything. It's not. Just stop it. Open them up. This is not going to take care of anybody's itch for live music.
Anything you want to tell these kids to get off your lawn while we're at it?
I'm working up to that.
Yeah.
I'm working up to that.
Listen, here's a toast to the new year, the biggest drink trends for 2021, according to Forbes magazine. These are the greatest drink trends for 2021. Orange wine, for example, is gaining in popularity among 25 to 34-year-olds. Yeah, because they like the way the color looks when posted on Instagram, and I'm not kidding. They like the way the color looks when posting a photo on Instagram. That's why it's become orange wine has become very popular among the 35 and under.
It makes a great wine selfie.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Forbes also reports that canned wine sales have jumped like 23%. Canned wine sales jumped 23% since the pandemic started, and they're expected that trend to continue. Easy to drink outside without, having to share a bottle.
Right.
Rose champagnes, and is it Prosecco? Is that how you say it?
Prosecco, yeah.
Will reportedly also share the spotlight in 2021.
Wow.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Prosecco's good stuff.
Yeah.
But I wasn't aware that there was canned wine. So I have a canned Chardonnay.
Yeah, you could.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just the package it's in.
I guess. It would just be strange drinking it from a can, but I guess you.
Well, you poured it in a glass.
Pour it in a glass. Pour it in a glass. Yeah, absolutely.
You all right?
I imagine just about.
Stop, okay? Because we're about to have some fun at the top of the hour, and I can already tell you're starting to go
sorry.
dark and twisted. This
Sorry.
entire segment, you went dark and negative,
Yep.
and every time you start to do that, I'm gonna turn you back. We got Sing for Your Queso coming up next.
Oh, we do.
For no cash and amazing surprises.
Absolutely.
The Todd and Don Show.